I stood in the kitchen, staring at the pile of bills on the counter. My hands trembled as I reached for the phone, dreading the call I had to make. "Hello, this is Emily Thompson. I'm calling about our mortgage payment." As I explained our situation to the unsympathetic voice on the other end, I heard the front door slam. Alex trudged in, his shoulders slumped, tie askew. "How'd it go?" I asked, already knowing the answer from his defeated expression. He shook his head. "They're cutting the whole department. I've got 2 weeks." My heart sank. I ended the call and turned to face my husband. "Alex, what are we going to do?" Before he could answer, our daughter Laura burst through the door, tears streaming down her face. "Mom, Dad, I hate my new class. Nobody talks to me." I pulled her into a hug, shooting a worried glance at Alex. He ran a hand through his hair, looking lost. "It's okay, sweetie," I soothed. "It takes time to make new friends. Remember how nervous you were last year?" Laura sniffled. "But Jessie and Emma were there then. Now I'm all alone." The phone rang again, startling us all. I answered to hear my son Ethan's coach on the line. "Mrs. Thompson? Ethan's taken a fall during practice. It looks like he's sprained his ankle pretty badly." I closed my eyes, willing the world to stop spinning for just a moment. "I'll be right there." Hanging up, I turned to Alex. "Can you stay with Laura? I need to pick up Ethan from soccer practice. He's hurt his ankle." Alex nodded, his face a mask of worry. "Of course, go." As I grabbed my keys, Laura clung to my leg. "Don't leave, Mom." "I have to get your brother, sweetie. Dad will stay with you, okay?" I pried her fingers loose, my heart breaking at her tearful face. With a quick kiss on her forehead, I rushed out the door. The drive to the soccer field was a blur of anxiety. How were we going to pay for Ethan's medical bills without insurance? How long would it take Alex to find a new job? How could we keep up with the mortgage? I arrived to find Ethan sitting on the sidelines, his face pale with pain. "Mom," he called out, his voice shaky. "I'm here, honey," I said, kneeling beside him. "Let's get you to the doctor." As we waited in the emergency room, I tried to focus on comforting Ethan, pushing aside thoughts of the mounting bills. The doctor confirmed it was a sprain, not a break, but recommended physical therapy. By the time we got home, it was late. Alex had managed to get Laura to bed, but I could see the strain on his face. "How bad is it?" he asked, gesturing to Ethan's bandaged ankle. "Sprained," I replied, helping Ethan to the couch. "But he'll need therapy." Alex's face fell. I don't know how we're going to manage all this." I sank into a chair, exhaustion washing over me. "We'll figure it out. We have to." As I moved to stand, my elbow knocked over a stack of mail on the side table. Amidst the bills and junk mail, a yellowed envelope caught my eye. It was addressed to me, but I didn't recognize the handwriting. With shaking hands, I opened it, my eyes widening as I read the first line. "My dearest Emily, I hope this letter finds you well. I know you may not want to hear from me after all these years, but I need you to know the truth about why I left." I looked up at Alex, my voice barely a whisper. "It's from my birth mother." The room fell silent as the weight of those words sank in, adding yet another layer to the chaos that had become our lives. I couldn't sleep that night, the letter from my birth mother burning a hole in my nightstand drawer. By morning, I was a mess of conflicting emotions. "You look awful," Alex said, handing me a cup of coffee. "Did you sleep at all?" I shook my head. "I can't stop thinking about that letter. What if she wants to meet? What do I tell Mom?" Alex sat beside me, his brow furrowed. "Maybe we should focus on one crisis at a time. The mortgage?" I know, I cut him off. "But it's huge, Alex. My whole life I thought she didn't want me." The kids stumbled into the kitchen, Ethan on crutches, Laura with puffy eyes from crying herself to sleep. I pushed my turmoil aside, forcing a smile. "How's the ankle, champ?" I asked Ethan. He shrugged. "Hurts. Can I stay home today?" I exchanged a glance with Alex. We couldn't afford to miss work, but leaving Ethan alone wasn't an option. "I'll call my boss," I sighed. "Maybe I can work from home." As I dialed, my cell phone buzzed with a text. It was from Mom. "Sweetie, can you come over today? Need to talk." My stomach dropped. Did she somehow know about the letter? "Emily, you there?" My boss's voice snapped me back. "Sorry, yes, about working from home today." An hour later, I was at Mom's house, my mind racing. The familiar scent of cinnamon and coffee filled the air as I stepped inside. "There's my girl," Mom said, pulling me into a hug. Her smile faded as she studied my face. "What's wrong?" I took a deep breath. "Mom, I found a letter from my birth mother." The color drained from her face. Oh, I see. "You knew about this?" I asked, my voice rising. She nodded slowly. "It came years ago. I I hid it. I'm so sorry, Emily. I was afraid of losing you. I felt like the floor was tilting beneath me. You had no right to keep this from me. I know that now, she said, her eyes filling with tears. But you have to understand, I loved you so much. The thought of sharing you. I paced the room, my emotions a tangled mess. Do you know what it's been like, thinking she abandoned me, and all this time she's been trying to reach out? Mom reached for me, but I stepped back. Emily, please, I made a mistake, a terrible one, but I'm still your mother. Are you? The words tumbled out before I could stop them. The hurt in her eyes was like a physical blow. We stood there, the silence heavy between us. My phone rang, shattering the moment. It was Alex. Em, you need to come home, now. What's wrong? It's Ethan. He fell trying to get to the bathroom. I think we need to take him to the hospital. I closed my eyes, willing the world to stop spinning. I'll be right there. Hanging up, I turned to Mom. I have to go. Ethan's hurt. She nodded, wiping her eyes. Of course. Emily, Not now, Mom. I just can't deal with this right now. I rushed out, my head pounding. As I drove home, my mind raced. How could Mom have kept this from me? And now, with everything else going on, how was I supposed to handle this? Pulling into the driveway, I saw Alex helping Ethan into the car. Laura stood in the doorway, looking scared. What happened? I asked, rushing to them. He slipped, Alex explained. His ankle's swollen again, and he hit his head. I swallowed hard, pushing down the panic rising in my throat. Okay, let's go. Laura, grab your backpack. You'll have to come with us. As we piled into the car, I caught sight of our elderly neighbor, Mrs. Jenkins, watching from her porch. She waved, a concerned look on her face. I waved back, forcing a smile. But inside, I was crumbling. How much more could our family take? And somewhere out there, my birth mother was waiting, adding yet another complication to our already chaotic lives. As we pulled out of the driveway, I couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning of our troubles. I was elbow deep in dishwater when the doorbell rang. Wiping my hands on a dish towel, I hurried to answer, praying it wasn't another bill collector. Instead, I found myself face to face with Donna, Alex's mother. Her lips were pursing that familiar look of disapproval. Emily, she said, brushing past me into the house. I thought I'd drop by to see how you're all managing. I bit back a groan. We're fine, Donna, just busy. She glanced around the living room, her nose wrinkling at the sight of Ethan's crutches propped against the couch. Busy? I can see that. The place is a mess. I clenched my fists, counting to 10 in my head. We've had a lot going on. Ethan's ankle, Alex's job. Yes, she waved her hand dismissively. I heard all about that. Such a shame. But really, Emily, that's no excuse to let things go like this. Before I could respond, Alex walked in, his face falling at the sight of his mother. Mom, what are you doing here? Donna turned to him, her voice syrupy sweet. Just checking on my boy. You look tired, dear. Is Emily taking good care of you? I felt my cheeks burn. I'm doing my best, Donna. We both are. She sniffed. Well, your best clearly isn't good enough. Alex needs a proper home to come back to, especially now. Alex stepped between us. Mom, that's enough. Emily's been amazing, juggling work and the kids. Work? Donna's eyebrows shot up. You're still working? With everything going on? I straightened my spine. Of course I am. We need the income, especially now. Donna turned to Alex, her voice dripping with concern. Darling, surely you can't approve of this? Your wife should be focused on the home, on you, and the children. Mom, Alex started, but I cut him off. I am focused on my family, I snapped, but I'm also capable of working and contributing financially. Not that it's any of your business. Donna's eyes narrowed. Well, I never. Is this how you speak to your elders, Emily? No wonder the children are struggling. I felt something snap inside me. Get out. Excuse me? Donna gasped. I said, get out. This is my home, and I won't be insulted here. Alex placed a hand on my arm. Em, maybe we should all calm down. No, Alex, I'm done. Your mother has no right to come in here and criticize how we're handling things. Donna drew herself up to her full height. I have every right. I'm family. And clearly this family needs help. Not from you, I spat. All you do is make things worse. Now please leave. For a moment I thought she might argue, but then she turned on her heel and marched to the door. Alex, call me when your wife remembers her manners. The door slammed behind her, leaving a ringing silence in its wake. Alex ran a hand through his hair. Em, I'm so sorry. You know how she gets. I sank onto the couch, suddenly exhausted. How can you let her talk to me like that? I tried to stop her. Not hard enough, I interrupted. Alex, I can't keep doing this. Your mother, my mother, the bills, the kids, it's too much. He sat beside me, his face etched with worry. I know. I'm trying, Em. I promise I'll find a job soon. I leaned my head against his shoulder. It's not just that. Everything's falling apart, and I don't know how to fix it. Just then, my phone buzzed. It was a text from an unknown number. Emily, this is Catherine, your birth mother. I know you got my letter. Please, can we meet? I stared at the screen, my heart pounding. Alex peered over my shoulder, his breath catching. Are you going to respond? He asked softly. I looked up at him, tears welling in my eyes. I don't know. How can I deal with this on top of everything else? As if on cue, we heard a crash from upstairs, followed by Laura's wail. Mom! Dad! Ethan fell again! We jumped up, racing towards the stairs. But as we moved, I couldn't shake the feeling that our world was spinning out of control, and I was powerless to stop it. I sat at the kitchen table, surrounded by a sea of bills and bank statements. The kids were finally asleep, and Alex was out job hunting. The house was quiet, but my mind was screaming. As I sorted through the papers, a rarely used credit card statement caught my eye. My heart stopped as I saw the balance, $10,000. This can't be right, I muttered, frantically flipping through the pages. Hotel charges, restaurant bills, spa treatments, all racked up over the past month. But neither Alex nor I had used this card. We'd been pinching pennies, for God's sake. With shaking hands, I dialed the credit card company. Mrs. Thompson, those charges were authorized using the card ending in 4382, the representative explained. But that's impossible, I insisted. We haven't even taken that card out of the drawer in months. I'm sorry, ma'am, but the charges are valid. They were made in person with the physical card. I thanked her numbly and hung up, my mind racing. Who could have accessed our card? And then it hit me like a ton of bricks, Donna. She'd been here last week, snooping around while I was putting the kids to bed. The front door opened and Alex walked in, his face drawn with exhaustion. Any luck? I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. He shook his head. Nothing yet, but I've got a lead on. He stopped, noticing my expression. Em, what's wrong? I handed him the credit card statement. Someone's been using our emergency card. $10,000, Alex. His eyes widened as he scanned the document. How is this possible? We never use this card. I took a deep breath. I think it might have been your mother. Alex's head snapped up. What? Why would you say that? She was here last week, Alex. Remember? She was alone in the house for a while when I was upstairs. He shook his head vehemently. No, Mom wouldn't do that. There has to be another explanation. Like what? I demanded, my voice rising. A burglar who only stole our credit card and then went on a spa vacation? Alex paced the kitchen, running his hands through his hair. This is crazy, Em. We can't accuse my mother of theft without any proof. Then let's get proof, I said, grabbing my laptop. Most of these charges are from a hotel. We can call and ask if she stayed there. Alex hesitated, then nodded. Okay, but I'm making the call. As he dialed, I held my breath. Part of me hoped I was wrong, that there was some other explanation. But another part knew this was exactly the kind of thing Donna would do. Yes, hello, Alex said, his voice strained. I'm calling to confirm a reservation. Yes, under the name Donna Thompson. My heart sank as I watched the color drain from Alex's face. He thanked the receptionist and hung up, slumping into a chair. She stayed there, he said quietly, with friends. A ladies' getaway, they called it. I felt a mix of vindication and despair. Alex, I'm so sorry. He looked up at me, his eyes filled with hurt and anger. How could she do this to us? She knows we're struggling. I reached out to take his hand, but he pulled away, standing up abruptly. I need some air. As he walked out, I was left alone with the damning evidence and a decision to make. Do we confront Donna? Press charges? How would this affect our already strained family dynamics? My phone buzzed, another text from Catherine, my birth mother. Emily, please, I know this is difficult, but I have important information about your past. We need to talk. I stared at the message, feeling overwhelmed. Donna's betrayal, Catherine's persistence, our financial woes. It was all too much. In that moment, I made a decision. No more being a victim. No more letting others control our lives. It was time to take action, to fight back. I picked up my phone and typed a reply to Catherine. Okay, let's meet. Then I called Alex. When he answered, I said firmly, we need to confront your mother. Together. Are you with me? There was a pause, then his voice came through, strong and clear. I'm with you, Em, all the way. As I hung up, I felt a strange mix of dread and determination. Whatever came next, we'd face it head on. The gloves were coming off, and Donna wouldn't know what hit her. I paced the living room, my nerves frayed as we waited for Donna to arrive. Alex sat on the couch, his face a mask of grim determination. We'd called her over, claiming we needed to discuss family matters. It wasn't entirely a lie. Are you sure about this? Alex asked, his voice tight. I nodded. We have to confront her, Alex. She can't keep manipulating us like this. The doorbell rang, and my heart leaped into my throat. Alex squeezed my hand as he stood to answer it. Donna breezed in, all smiles and perfume. Well, isn't this nice? A family gathering. I forced a smile. Have a seat, Donna. We need to talk. Her eyes narrowed slightly, but she sat, smoothing her expensive skirt. What's this about? Alex cleared his throat. Mom, we know about the credit card charges. Donna's face remained impassive. I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. I stepped forward, holding out the statement. $10,000, Donna? At a hotel and spa? Ring any bells? For a moment, I thought she might continue denying it. Then her expression hardened. So what if I did? After everything I've done for this family, I deserve a little treat. Alex's jaw dropped. A little treat? Mom, we're drowning in debt. I lost my job. Ethan's medical bills are piling up. Oh, please, Donna scoffed. You'll bounce back. You always do. And it's not my fault you can't manage your finances properly. I felt something snap inside me. Not your fault. You stole from us. You took advantage of our trust and... I did no such thing, Donna interrupted, standing up. That card was given to me for emergencies. I decided this was an emergency. Alex stepped between us. A spa trip was an emergency? Donna's eyes flashed. My mental health is just as important as your petty problems. I needed a break from all this drama. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Drama? You call our struggles drama? Oh, grow up, Emily, Donna sneered. Life is hard. Deal with it. I raised Alex on my own, and you don't see me complaining. Alex's face reddened. That's enough, Mom. What you did was wrong, and you know it. Donna waved her hand dismissively. What are you going to do? Call the police on your own mother? I'd like to see you try. The room fell silent as her words hung in the air. She was right. We had no real recourse. It was her word against ours, and she knew it. I took a deep breath, trying to calm my racing heart. Donna, we're asking you to pay back the money. We need it for Ethan's therapy, for our mortgage. She laughed, a harsh, brittle sound. Pay it back? With what? My social security check? Don't be ridiculous. Alex's voice was low, dangerous. Then we'll have no choice but to cut ties with you, Mom. Completely. For the first time, Donna's composure slipped. You wouldn't dare. I'm your mother. A mother who stole from her own son, I retorted. Who watched us struggle and decided to make things worse. Donna's face twisted with rage. You ungrateful little... The sound of a door slamming upstairs made us all jump. Laura appeared at the top of the stairs, tears streaming down her face. Stop it, she cried. Just stop fighting. As Alex rushed to comfort our daughter, I turned back to Donna. Her expression was a mix of defiance and something else. Was it guilt? I think you should leave, I said quietly. She gathered her purse, her movements stiff. At the door, she paused. This isn't over. You'll regret this. As the door closed behind her, I sank onto the couch, feeling drained. Alex joined me, Laura clinging to him. What do we do now? He asked, his voice hollow. I looked at my phone at the unanswered text from Catherine. Then I looked at my family, battered, bruised, but still together. We fight, I said, my resolve strengthening. We fight for our family, for our future, and we don't let anyone, not Donna, not our past, not our fears, stand in our way. Alex nodded, pulling us both close. As we sat there, I knew we'd reached a turning point. Whatever came next, we'd face it head-on together. The tension in our house was palpable in the days following our confrontation with Donna. Alex was a bundle of nerves, alternating between anger and guilt. I tried to keep it together for the kids, but inside I was a mess. It was a Tuesday afternoon when everything came to a head. I was at work, struggling to focus on a report, when my phone rang. It was Alex. You need to come home, now. His voice was tight, with barely contained fury. What's wrong? I asked, already gathering my things. It's Mom. She's here, and just get home, okay? I raced out of the office, my mind spinning with possibilities. What could Donna have done now? As I pulled into our driveway, I saw Donna's car parked haphazardly on the lawn. The front door was wide open. I rushed inside to find Alex and Donna in a screaming match in the living room. Laura was huddled on the stairs, crying while Ethan tried to comfort her. How dare you? Donna shrieked. After everything I've done for this family. Alex's face was red with anger. Everything you've done? You mean like stealing from us? I stepped between them. What's going on? Donna turned to me, her eyes blazing. Your husband here is trying to cut me out of your lives. Me. His own mother. Alex grabbed my arm. She's been calling my potential employers, telling them not to hire me because I'm unstable. I felt the blood drain from my face. What? Donna sniffed. I was trying to help. You clearly can't handle the stress of a job right now. By sabotaging his chances? I was incredulous. Donna, we're barely keeping our heads above water as it is. She waved her hand dismissively. Oh, please. You're being dramatic. I have a solution to all of this. Alex and I exchanged wary glances. What solution? He asked. Donna's smile was sickeningly sweet. I'll move in with you. I'll help with the bills, take care of the children. It's perfect. The silence that followed was deafening. I could hear Laura's muffled sobs from the stairs. Absolutely not, Alex said firmly. Donna's face hardened. Then I'll have no choice but to call social services. I'm concerned about the children's well-being in this unstable environment. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. You wouldn't dare. Try me, she hissed. Suddenly a new voice cut through the tension. I think that's quite enough, Donna. We all turned to see my adoptive mother, Helen, standing in the doorway. Behind her was a woman I'd never seen before, but whose eyes were startlingly familiar. Mom? I whispered. What are you doing here? Helen stepped inside, her face grim. I got a call from Catherine here. She was worried about you. Catherine, my birth mother. She gave me a small, nervous smile. Donna looked between them, confusion and anger warring on her face. Who the hell are you people? Helen ignored her, focusing on Alex and me. We heard everything, and we're here to help, Catherine nodded. Emily, I know this isn't how you wanted to meet, but I couldn't stand by while your family was being torn apart. Donna let out a harsh laugh. Oh, this is rich. The prodigal mother returns. Well, you're too late. This is my family, and I... Enough! Alex's shout silenced everyone. He turned to Donna, his voice low and dangerous. Get out, now, or I swear I'll call the police. For a moment, I thought Donna might argue, but something in Alex's eyes must have convinced her. She grabbed her purse and stormed out, slamming the door behind her. The silence that followed was heavy with unspoken words and emotions. I looked at Alex, then at our children, still huddled on the stairs. Then I turned to Helen and Catherine, these two mothers who had come to our rescue in very different ways. I think, I said slowly, we all need to talk. As we moved to the living room, I felt a strange mix of exhaustion and hope. Our world had been turned upside down, but maybe, just maybe, we could start to put the pieces back together. The tiny apartment in the housing project felt like it was closing in on us. We'd been here for 2 weeks ever since Alex landed a temporary job at a local factory. It wasn't much, but it was a lifeline we desperately needed. I was folding laundry when my phone buzzed. It was Helen, my adoptive mother. Emily, dear, have you seen the news? I frowned. No, why? Turn it on, Channel 5, now. I scrambled for the remote, my heart pounding. As the screen flickered to life, I saw Donna's face filling the frame. She was standing outside our old house, talking to a reporter. And that's why I'm so worried about my grandchildren, she was saying, her voice dripping with fake concern. My son and his wife are clearly unfit parents. They've abandoned their home, uprooted the children. I felt the blood drain from my face. Oh my God. Emily? Are you there? Helen's voice seemed far away. I have to go, I mumbled, hanging up. Just then, Alex burst through the door, his face ashen. Have you seen? I'm watching it now, I said, my voice barely above a whisper. We stood in stunned silence as Donna continued her character assassination on live TV. She painted us as neglectful parents, implied that Alex's job loss was due to incompetence, and even hinted at potential substance abuse. That's it, Alex growled, reaching for his phone. I'm calling the station. We need to set the record straight. But before he could dial, there was a sharp knock at the door. We exchanged panicked glances. Alex opened it to reveal 2 stern-faced social workers. Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, we're here to conduct a welfare check on your children. The next few hours were a blur of questions, inspections, and barely contained panic. The social workers poked through our meager belongings, questioned Laura and Ethan, and took copious notes. All the while I could feel our world teetering on the brink of collapse. As they were leaving, one of the social workers turned to us. We'll be in touch. In the meantime, I'd advise against any drastic actions. The door closed behind them, leaving us in suffocating silence. She's won, I whispered, sinking onto the threadbare couch. Donna's finally done it. She's destroyed us. Alex sat beside me, his head in his hands. What are we going to do if they take the kids? A sob escaped me, and suddenly I was crying uncontrollably. All the stress, fear, and anger of the past months came pouring out. Alex held me, his own tears mingling with mine. Through my sobs, I heard a soft knock at the door. Wiping my eyes, I went to answer it, half expecting to see the social workers again. Instead, I found Catherine, my birth mother, standing there with Helen. "We saw the news," Helen said, pulling me into a hug. Catherine stepped inside, her face a mix of concern and determination. "Emily, we're here to help, whatever it takes." I looked at these two women, one who raised me, one who gave me life, and felt a surge of something. Not quite hope, but maybe the spark that could ignite it. Alex joined us, his eyes red but his jaw set. "We appreciate it, but I don't know what anyone can do. Donna's gone too far this time." Catherine's eyes flashed. "No, she hasn't. Not yet, because she doesn't know who she's really up against." Helen nodded. "We've been talking, and we have a plan. But it's risky, and we'll need both of you on board." I looked at Alex, saw the same desperate determination in his eyes that I felt in my heart. We were at the edge of a cliff, with nowhere left to go but down, or to take the biggest leap of faith of our lives. "Tell us," I said, my voice stronger than I felt. "Whatever it is, we're in. It's time to end this, once and for all." As Catherine began to outline their plan, I felt a strange mix of terror and exhilaration. This was it. Our last stand against Donna's manipulation and cruelty. Everything was at stake. Our family, our future, our very lives as we knew them. Win or lose, by this time tomorrow, nothing would ever be the same again. My heart pounded as we approached our old house. Alex squeezed my hand, his jaw set with determination. Behind us, Helen and Catherine walked side by side, a united front of motherly support. This was it, our final stand against Donna's tyranny. As we reached the front door, I took a deep breath. "Ready?" I asked Alex. He nodded grimly. "Let's end this." I rang the doorbell, and after a moment, Donna answered. Her eyes widened in surprise, then narrowed with contempt. Well, the prodigal family returns. Come to beg for forgiveness?" "No, Donna," I said, my voice steady. "We're here to take back our lives." We pushed past her into the living room, where a local news crew was setting up for an interview. "Perfect." "What is the meaning of this?" Donna sputtered. "I'm in the middle of an important what, Mom?" Alex interrupted. "Another smear campaign against us?" The reporter perked up, sensing a story. "Is there something you'd like to say, Mr. Thompson?" Alex stepped forward. "Yes, there is. My mother has been lying to you, to everyone. She stole from us, sabotaged my job prospects, and is now trying to take our children away." Donna's face turned red. "How dare you? I've done nothing but try to help this ungrateful family." "Help?" I scoffed. "Is that what you call maxing out our credit card on a luxury spa trip? Or calling Alex's potential employers to tell them he's unstable?" The reporter was scribbling furiously, the cameraman capturing every moment. Donna's eyes darted around, looking for an escape. "You have no proof of any of this." That's when Catherine stepped forward. "Actually, they do." She produced a folder, handing it to the reporter. Bank statements, phone records, and sworn affidavits from the employers Donna contacted. It's all there. Donna lunged for the folder, but Helen intercepted her. "It's over, Donna. You can't manipulate this family anymore." For a moment, Donna looked like she might explode. Then, to my shock, she began to cry. "You don't understand," she sobbed. "I was trying to keep this family together. Alex is all I have left." Alex's face softened for a moment, but then hardened again. "No, Mom, you weren't trying to keep us together. You were trying to control us, and it stops now." He turned to the reporter. "We want to set the record straight. About everything." For the next hour, we laid it all out. The financial struggles, Donna's manipulation, the pain and stress she'd caused. Through it all, Donna sat silently, her empire of lies crumbling around her. As the news crew packed up, promising a fair and accurate report, I felt a weight lift from my shoulders. We'd done it. We'd taken back our narrative, our lives. Donna stood, her face a mask of defeat. "What happens now?" she asked. Her voice took a deep breath. "Now, you leave. You get help, Mom, real help, and maybe someday we can try to rebuild. But for now, we need space to heal." As Donna gathered her things, I turned to Helen and Catherine. "Thank you," I said, tears in my eyes. "Both of you. We couldn't have done this without you." Helen hugged me tight. "That's what family does, sweetheart, the real kind." Catherine nodded, her eyes shining. "We're here for you, Emily, always." As Donna walked out the door, I felt a chapter of our lives closing. But looking at Alex, at our mothers, I also felt a new one beginning. Later that night, as Alex and I tucked the kids into their old beds, Laura looked up at me. "Are we home for good now, Mom?" I smiled, feeling truly at peace for the first time in months. "Yes, sweetie, we're home." Alex wrapped his arm around me as we stood in the hallway. We did it, Em. We stood up to her, together. I leaned into him, feeling stronger than ever. We did, and whatever comes next, we'll face it the same way. As we walked downstairs, I caught sight of the family photos on the wall. There were gaps where Donna's pictures used to be, but I realized they could be filled with new memories. Memories of a family united, resilient, and free from manipulation. We had our home back, but more importantly, we had our lives back. And this time, we were in control.